the field. Incomplete as that ball sails out of bounds. The 23, four-time NFL MVP.
Welcome to the video. This is your boy Sharp Johnny B, aka Super Johnny B 420, aka Johnny B Bro, and this is my NFL prediction of the playoffs and my Super Bowl prediction. We're gonna do this going down the way that it's gonna air on TV, starting with Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots, and the Baltimore Ravens stand in their division with in third place with 10 wins, 6 losses, 625 is their win ratio, while New England is first place in their division with 12 wins, 4 losses, 750 win ratio. Total yards per game is kind of dead even, with New England taking it by 1 yard with 365, while Baltimore have 364. It's more of a passing game with New England, where their passing yards per game was 257, while Baltimore is 238. But it is more of a rushing game for Baltimore with 126 yards rush per game, while New England have 107. Top players: Joe Flacco with 554 attempts. He has completed 344 passes with 27 touchdowns, while Tom Brady with 582 attempts have made 373 complete passes with 33 touchdowns. Top rusher: Justin Forsett with 235 carries. He have made 1,266 yards with 8 touchdowns. On New England side, Jonas Gray with 89 carries. He have made 412 yards with 5 touchdowns. Top receivers: Steve Smith with 79 catches, made 1,065 yards with 6 touchdowns. And Torrey Smith with 49 catches, 767 yards with 11 touchdowns. While on the New England side, Rob Gronkowski, or Gronk as they call him, with 82 catches, 1,124 yards with 12 touchdowns, and Julian Edelman with 92 catches, 972 yards with 4 touchdowns. Now, my personal opinion about this, I'm going with New England. The only reason why I'm going with New England is because they got through their funk early on in their season with not knowing if Tom Brady was going to stay or not, the offensive line breaking down easy, wide receivers wasn't catching the balls. They already took care of that, and they started to better themselves as the season go on. I'm not saying Baltimore didn't do that. They had their problems. They took care of their problems. But it was more of an inconsistent road with them, where games they should have won, the 6 games they lost, it was dead close, and they lost off of a dumb decision and bad penalties. Not saying the refs called bad penalties. Penalties were bad for them. That was a big problem. Really, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. I'm really going to pay attention to this game, but I'm putting my hat on New England door. Either or, I'm not going to be mad. Steve Smith have really been snapping ever since he played against Carolina, because Carolina let him go, and he was pissed about that, which I kind of agree with him on. That was a dumb decision on Carolina, but Carolina made it without him. That's the crazy part, but I'm going to get on Carolina later on in the video. But with these stats, I mean, Tom Brady passing 33 touchdowns, that's a guarantee compared to 27. And then he got Gronk, who's catching them. And he got Julian Edelman, who catching them. I mean, it's going to be a good game. Next up, we got Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be a good game itself. I'm shocked with the Cowboys. But stats going, they're both number one in their divisions with a with 12 wins, 4 losses, win ratio of 750. Total yards is dead even kinda with Green Bay taking it total yards per game with 386, while Dallas had 383. Passing yards more of a Green Bay game for having per game 266 yards, while Dallas have 236. But it's more of a rushing game with Dallas holding 147 yards over 119 yards rushing. Top players, Tony Romo with 435 attempts have completed 304 passes with 34 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers with 520 attempts have completed 341 with 38 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray with the rushing, out of 392 carries, he had made 1,845 yards, close to 2,000 with 13 touchdowns. Eddie Lacy for Green Bay, out of 246 attempts, had made 1,139 yards with 9 touchdowns. Top receivers on the Cowboys side, you have Dez Bryant with 88 catches. He had made 1,320 yards with 16 touchdowns. And Jason Witten with 64 catches. He had made 703 yards with 5 touchdowns. On Green Bay side, you have Jordy Nelson with 98 catches, 1,519 yards with 13 touchdowns. And Randall Cobb with 91 catches, who have made 1,287 yards with 12 touchdowns. This one, I'm going with Green Bay. Even though Dallas is that rise team, I mean, Dallas is that rise team, but I'm going with Green Bay because stats don't lie. Aaron Rodgers told all the cheeseheads in Wisconsin to relax, and he, throughout the season, have not proved why you shouldn't. I mean, Dallas, it was a rough start starting off, but everybody knew in the NFC East it was going to be either between Dallas or Philly, and we see who was the better team the last minute. It was Dallas. I literally thought Philly was going to take it this year, but I was wrong. Um, Green Bay, they really kind of had I want to say, an easy division this year. Detroit was their biggest problem, but we seen what Detroit was going through. Um, Minnesota, yeah, they was going through a little off the off the season issues, but we'll see how they'll do next year. But on top of that, I really think Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is going to pass it to Jordan Nelson, Randall Cobb a lot. Eddie Lacy is going to run the ball all over. I mean, Dez Bryant, he's a great wide receiver. I really wanted him on my fantasy football team. DeMarco Murray, great running back. But honestly, Tony Romo to me is still inconsistent. I don't believe in Romo as everybody's starting to do. I believe in Aaron Rodgers because he is a bad man when it comes down to the passing. They both got good composure, but it's just I don't trust Tony Romo. I really think Aaron Rodgers is going to take it for Green Bay and this year. And I really, honestly, my personal opinion, I kind of think Green Bay is going to go in the Super Bowl. My personal opinion. All right, next up we got the Denver Broncos versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is going to be a good game. Peyton Manning, I don't know if you can still say that he's going against his old teams. Well, it's still his old team, but I mean make it a hype thing like it was the years before. But both of them are number one in their division. Indianapolis with 11 wins, 5 losses, 688 as a win ratio, while Denver had 12 wins, 4 losses, 750 as a win ratio. It's kind of close with total yards per game. 406 for Indianapolis, 402 with Denver. It's mostly a passing game for Indianapolis with 305 passing yards per game, while Denver have 291. But it's more of a rushing game. Both are low, with 111 yards rushing for Denver, 100 yards for Indianapolis. Andrew Luck have 616 attempts, 380 completes, 40 touchdowns, while Peyton Manning had 597 attempts, 395 completions with 39 touchdowns. Top rusher Trent Richardson with 519 yards out of 159 carries, 3 touchdowns. C.J. Anderson for Denver with 179 carries, 849 yards with 8 touchdowns. Top receivers T.Y. Hilton for Indianapolis with 82 catches, 1,345 yards, 7 touchdowns, and Reggie Wayne with 64 catches, 779 yards with 2 touchdowns. Demarius Thompson for Denver with 111 catches, 1,619 yards with 11 touchdowns, and Emmanuel Sanders with 101 catches, 1,404 yards, 9 touchdowns. My personal opinion, I think Denver's going to take this game. I haven't really paid attention to the Colts. Only thing that kind of hinders me with Denver is Peyton Manning, these interceptions. Like, the interceptions are very devastating when it comes down to a consistent team. You do not want to have somebody who keep throwing interception back to back. And it's recent. It wasn't something that started from like beginning of the season where it's like, okay, I can't put my dice to that ball. Like, Andrew Luck has been stabbing. I haven't seen him throw a pick. I know he threw a pick this season, but I haven't seen it. But it's been more recent with Peyton Manning, and I don't know if he could get out of that funk. So that's the only thing I can see a problem when it comes down to the offensive side with Peyton Manning these interceptions. And on top of that, the stats don't lie. It's close, but you know it's going to be a pass-heavy game. It's not going to be a rush-heavy game. So next up, we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Both are number one in their division. Carolina with 7 wins, 8 losses, 469 their win ratio. Seattle have 12 wins, 4 losses with 750 their win ratio. Seattle outdid Carolina with 3 per game of yards with 375, while Carolina have 346. Mostly it's a passing game with Carolina with 219, while Seattle have 203. And rushing wise, Seattle smoked Carolina with 172 rushing yards per game, while Carolina had 127. Top players, Cam Newton, Cam, with 448 attempts. He has 262 completes with 18 touchdowns, while Russell Wilson, with 452 attempts, has 285 completions with 20 touchdowns. Top rusher, Jonathan Stewart, with 175 carries, 809 yards with 3 touchdowns. On Seattle's side, with Marshawn Lynch having 280 carries with 1,306 yards, 13 touchdowns. Kelvin Kelvin Benjamin with receiving, top receiver, with 73 catches. He had made 1,008 yards with 9 touchdowns. And Greg Olsen with 84 catches, 1,008 yards, and 6 touchdowns. On Seattle side, you have Doug Baldwin with 66 catches, 825 yards with 3 touchdowns, and Jermaine Kearson 38 catches, 537 yards with 1 touchdown. All right, with this, I'm saying I'm going with Seattle. One is not because I'm a fanboy for Tampa Bay. I am a Tampa Bay fan. I am pissed we're last. I'm not saying this because of that. I'm saying this because honestly, I feel as though nobody from the NFC South should be in it. Should have been in the playoffs. Should have gave it to another team. 2, Seattle will destroy them. We could just see that stats wise. 3, on top of that, I mean, Carolina's a sleeper team, but they're not that good. And my Super Bowl pick will be Denver versus Green Bay. So, have a good one.